So I'm Yasmin, and I'll be talking about social media backgrounds and social media scans today. The FCRA is a set of guidelines that governs how CRAs are able to perform background checks. And a CRA is a consumer report agency just like us. So what is a social media scan? A social media background check is when employers review a job candidate's social media profile during the hiring process. Essentially, it's using the information that is public to perform a background check. However, if it is done without regarding the FCRA standards, it can be illegal. Looking at an applicant's social media means that employers are potentially exposing themselves to FCRA violations and discrimination suits. The legal risks come from the information the hiring manager learns, which the candidate can later claim was the reason they weren't hired. Protected information, any information that could subject the employer to discrimination lawsuits, are things like age, race, physical characteristics, and religious and political affiliations. This protected information is why we recommend using a third-party background check company to complete social media scans. And what does a social media scan search for? Social media searches allow for a rare glimpse into a candidate's thoughts, opinions, and thought processes. It reveals information that would be difficult to obtain in the normal interviewing process. The specific guidelines on what to search for are set by the employers, but social media scans can uncover things like a cultural fit. It can find that the person may not be a good fit culturally because of X, Y, or Z behavior, or the behavior that they share demonstrates that they aren't someone who uses good judgment, for example. Skills, great skill assessment, primarily through LinkedIn. You're able to see who is the most well-rounded applicant. Personalities or passions. It can see if an applicant is involved in community services or if they enjoy writing in their free time. Potentially adverse information are things like violent, sexist, racist rhetoric, or pictures of people partying all night. The FCRA guidelines state that the only public information is allowed to be used when conducting a social media background check, a class of protected information that employers cannot use against applicants. Like any other background check, the FCRA has applicant guidelines CRAs have to follow. Applicants must consent to the search. We provide a specific note. We provide specific notes during the process. We give them the opportunity to dispute the information we find, and we require the report. They require that the report won't be used in a way that would violate federal or state equal employment opportunity laws or regulations. The CRA also must take reasonable steps to ensure that the maximum possible accuracy of what's reported from the social media networks and that it relates to the correct person. CI provides 2 levels of cyber investigations. In level 1, investigators conduct a search using key terms to find results. We find things like offensive postings and activities by a subject that may reflect negatively on the employer, involvement in illegal activities and groups, and how a subject may or may not follow a company's IT protocols, providing a tracking record of the use of information systems, including data protection. For the CI's level 2, we utilize multiple search engines, social media, business profiles, and address histories. We do cyber identities, disclose online activities, current and archived internet sites, exclusive illicit activity searches, and this is all within a 7-year period. CI recommends using a third-party background screener in order to protect yourself against any discrimination lawsuits that could occur. And that's all I have.